what a way to start. I don't know if that was even left in. I don't know where it cut off. Anyways, welcome back everyone. It's now 10:05 p.m. I'm a few minutes late, don't worry about it. I'll explain why in a second too. On July 30th, you may or may not have noticed, but I didn't play this game yesterday. And initially, I was not going to play this yesterday, and then I changed my mind. I was like, you know what, so much has happened today, I'm gonna play tonight. And then I got invited to play Valorant. So it's like, well, guess I'm not playing this after all. And it was a complete waste of my time. I should have played this instead. Alright. I have nothing I can do right now. Can I work out?
Oh, you want to do it?
This or coffee? How many coffees do I have? Do I have 10 coffees? I don't know when I'm ever gonna use it. I should probably work out. Coffee, 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 coffee. Master coffee, 10. I'll work out.
You want to do it?
So, why am I late tonight? So, before I started, I let my dogs out to the backyard so they can take a pee before I start. At the moment, it's just me and my mom in the house. My dad went out to chat with some friends, and my sister went to some concert. So, it's just me and my mom at home. My mom is doing her own stuff, and I'm doing this. Or I was, well, before. So, I let my dogs outside to pee. And a big-ass bug flew into the house.
Yeah.
So, you know, I walked a little, I spotted where it was in the house. So I walked closer to take a look at what it is. You know, it looked way too big to be a fruit fly. I took a closer look.
Nice.
That's no fly. That's a wasp. You know, those little buggers that look like bees but are not bees. That's a wasp. May have been a hornet. I think it was a wasp. So, you know, being the pussy that I am, I'm like, I will do what any grown man would do. The most logical choice. Call mother. I called my mom over to take care of it. Because, you know, I may be able to get close enough to trap a centipede in a jar. But when the bugs fly, I tap out. Especially something as aggressive as a wasp. So I called my mom like, there's a big ass bug in the house. Please take care of this.
I can't believe you guys ditched me yesterday. I almost entered a world I want nothing to do with.
Oh yeah, he almost got that time.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Just start it up, Yusuke.
Okay, I entered Kanashiro's name into the nav. And just as expected, it's a hit.
All we need now are the two other keywords. What he thinks of as his palace, and where it is. But we don't have any clues other than people falling victim around here. We'll just have to try whatever keywords we can come up with.
Oh, that's gonna be impossible. How many buildings do you think there are in Shibuya?
No complaining.
If we can figure out what the palace is, we may be able to guess where it is by association.
It's probably somewhere he's got complete control over. Maybe a garden?
No candidates found.
He likes money, so what about a money bath? I've seen people online with
money
things
bath?
like that.
No candidates found.
No, not even close. How about it? Can you think of anything?
The fact that they can't figure it out. A money bath? Exactly, a money bath? I kind of want to say this. You know what, I'm gonna. The obvious choice is this. I'm gonna say it. A money bath?
No, not even close.
Oh.
How about it?
I thought we were
Can
gonna
you
question
think of
her,
anything?
like, a money bath? Really? She was on the right track with saying it's related to money.
I see.
Candidates found.
Okay, that's a hit. So, he thinks of somewhere in this city as his own bank.
I thought it'd be something less realistic. That's all it is, huh?
Now then, what location would Kaneshiro think of as his bank?
if we're talking about a place where he keeps his cash, maybe his own hideout?
How about a real bank?
His cognition wouldn't be distorted in that case.
Damn it, we ain't getting anywhere.
This may be difficult to explain, but doesn't it seem we're thinking a little too inside the box? Palaces emanate a passionate madness. It feels as though we're missing that aspect.
The hell are you talking about?
This palace is a bank for someone who extorts money with criminal acts. It's something more.
But what other ways can we think about it?
The way you,
Oh,
I almost said
should we
Ryuji. The
replace
way
some
Yusuke just
withdraw money?
sprung back to that pose.
Hold on. Do you think it might have something to do with the victims? He's taking money from his victims' wallets, right? That means his bank is wherever they are.
That's terrible. But you may just be right.
Oh, come on! How many people do you think Kanashiro's taking advantage of in all of Shibuya?
Result
Oh,
found.
how convenient. What a coincidence. He just happened to say it.
Huh? Oh, wait, what? Did I say something right?
The place that Kaneshiro thinks of as a bank is all of Shibuya.
What? Like,
What
the
if he didn't
entire
say
city?
all of, and he only
I
said
see.
Shibuya?
That's certainly where his victims are. It turns out he really is a terrible criminal.
But wait, is it okay for us to go into the palace right out of a crowd like this?
Nobody notices if a piece of trash disappears from a trash can. This ain't any different.
That is very different.
In that case, let's go.
Beginning.
It only takes one person to watch us disappear as if we no-clipped into the back rooms.
What are those?
What are those?
Walking ATMs. That must be his cognition of people. So this is what Kaneshiro considers a bank.
I never thought it would be the entire district. Look around us. The distortion is affecting the whole of Shibuya.
Huh?
Wonder what's playing
What
on
do
the
you mean?
screens.
Oh, that's right. Even when we were in the castle and the museum, the city outside looked normal.
He sees everyone in Shibuya as his patron.
No surprise for a mafia boss.
It's best we focus on finding Kaneshiro's location and stealing his treasure as soon as possible.
Yeah, his hideout's gotta be somewhere around here. Let's go look for it.
Alright, so there was a big wasp in the house. I called my mom to take care of it because I
let's
wasn't
go.
about to go close enough. So, and, you know, this is what I was afraid of. My mom taking one glance at, well, the bug, and she's like, that's a bee. We can't kill it. We gotta put it back outside.
Hey,
That's what I was afraid. I was afraid she was gonna mistake it for a bee, like a lot of people do. But I wasn't gonna question it. If she was willing to take care of it, then who am I to question? And she did. My mom, like the warrior that she is, the Amazonian woman that she is, she grabbed my bug jar and she took care of it. She trapped the wasp in the jar, and that way we brought it back outside, or rather I did.
Come on, man.
So I had it flew in for the backyard, so I went to the front to let it back outside. I placed the jar outside the door, and I grabbed a stick to, you know, poke the lid off. I unscrewed the lid, closed the door, make sure there was a little gap for me to, you know, push the stick outside to fling off the lid. And in the process, I flung off the lid, and it flew all the way outside. The wasp left the jar, but it landed, or it flew out, and it flew onto the light that's, you know, outside the door. And now
Perhaps
at this moment, I don't know if it's still there, but last I checked, maybe
no.
15 minutes ago, 10 minutes, no, like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it's still there. So I can't really get the lid for my jar back, at least not yet. So with absolutely no context, I contacted the rest of my family, my dad and my sister. I'm like, be careful when you come back home. There might be a big wasp on the light outside. Oh, also, there's a lid on the floor. You know, in case they step on it and break it, or they think it's trash and they just throw it away.
Joker.
So that's why I was late. I was dealing with a wasp that flew into the house. What do I need to do now? I wasn't paying attention.
Focus.
Ah, there's another one over here we can talk to. So in a moment, I'll get to
Hey.
what happened yesterday that caused me to reconsider not playing yesterday. You know, initially I wasn't going to play yesterday, just take a day off, just, you know, take a break. You know, catch up on working out because I am behind a couple days. And then, so much stuff happened yesterday that I'm like, you know what?
What do you mean?
All the stuff happened today, I gotta play and talk about it. And then I got invited to play Valorant, so I didn't play after all. Or at least I didn't stream this after all. So, in a moment, I'll get to that. But before I do, so what I did earlier tonight, immediately after dinner, what I did was I walked outside and I just basically walked around for like a straight hour.
Hey,
Matter of fact, for like probably over an hour, almost an hour and a half. I just left the house and I just walked around all over the neighborhood, and I walked to the nearby neighborhood, the neighborhood that was right next to ours. I walked all the way around. Why? Because I was hatching eggs in Pokemon Go. Listen, as of me playing this is gonna be outdated so quick because it's ending in a few days. The moment that I'm playing this, it is the Hisuian event in Pokemon Go, and the only way to get Hisuian forms for Hisuian Growlithe and Hisuian Sneasel
no.
is through these 7-kilometer eggs, which you get through gifts. Oh no, it's this song
That
again.
it?
Up in the air. No wonder we couldn't find
I'm gonna say
it.
silent this time, and let's see if it gets
Kanashiro
muted.
doesn't leave any tracks, huh? Figures it'd be floating.
So, how do we get up there? Can you turn into a helicopter, Morgana?
No, just a car.
Useless. Come on. Don't you have some kind of secret gadget or something?
Shut it! I'm not some robot cat.
Morgana
I
ain't
mean,
useless.
I'm not a cat at all.
This may be the limit of what we can do today.
We gotta find a way to get up there.
Let's think about it some more tomorrow, okay?
All right, we should get out of here for now. Run for it!
Okay. Where was I? So I just walked around the neighborhood to hatch eggs. So I'm trying to get these eggs to try to hatch these forms. So I asked a bunch of people to. That's a great profile
that woman
picture.
who reeks of alcohol.
I asked a bunch of my friends to do me a favor and send me an egg, because you can only send a gift. Because you can only send a friend one gift per day. And you know, it's not guaranteed you're gonna get an egg in it. So I asked all my friends who I have contact with that play Pokemon Go, like, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you send me an egg in Pokemon Go? Not an egg. Send me a gift in Pokemon Go. And because I'm kind of full on eggs right now, I needed to walk around, hatch what I currently have incubating, so I can
True
open up the
connections.
gifts for the chance to get another egg. Also, I looked up online. These 7-kilometer eggs don't show up in your bonus storage. At least I don't think so. So I had to walk around, hatch my current
Proving
eggs
our justice
first.
isn't going to be easy. We'd better discuss this with everyone tomorrow.
Had to hatch the eggs first so that I don't risk opening the gifts and, you know, not getting the eggs because I don't have space. So that's what I did. I walked around after dinner for like an hour to an hour and a half,
Well then.
just trying to hatch eggs. Well, at least I did it right after dinner. Alright, what the shopping channel got for me this time? What this infomercial got for me? The supportive gift set. Give this to the busy bee in your life, not that wasp that I handled earlier. Well, my mom handled it. Blaring alarm clock, and I couldn't finish that. Face beautify. Both items, I couldn't finish it again. But wait, there's more! Next up, the busy revival set. With this, nothing will be able to keep you down. Reminds me of Drag Me Down. I like that song. You guys ever hear the version sung by Santa Cruz? That one's good. You know, it wasn't until I watched Peacemaker and I looked up the version of the song sung by Santa Cruz that I realized, wait a second, this song only has like the verses are the same. I don't know what they're called, like what parts of a song are called. I think they're called verses. I forget. It's been so many years since I last took a music class.
Hey, hey!
So, one of them is a revival set and one is gifts. Yeah. Oh, and they're evenly priced too. So I can't say I'll take the more expensive one this time. Hold on. A energy revival item pack? Hold on, they kind of messed up on the grammar there. They messed up there. A energy revival item pack for people who are so busy they're about to collapse. What, they got Red Bull, 5-hour energy, what they got in there? So either literally gifts or items for reviving items. This one is obviously more handy, but I kind of want this one. Why? For no reason. I'm not going to give them anyways. They're the same price. I could just buy more revival items. I'll take this. Well, too late, I did it. So, I walked around in Pokemon Go. What? I walked around playing Pokemon Go, not in Pokemon Go. Well, unfortunately, the one egg I got today that I hatched was a Hisuian Quillfish, which I already have. So that was a bust. You know, there's only 4 things that could come out of that egg. And I have a 50 chance to get something I don't have, because 2 of them are exclusive to eggs.
Hey.
Can I work out?
Hey!
Nope. Coffee! Here I come. Can I even do that, though? It's Sunday, I can't call Kawakami. Or can I? I don't think so. Nope. Coffee?
Hey!
Oh, even if I call her to make coffee for me, there's nothing else I can do myself. I can't exactly leave and get her to do laundry, so I'll just do the coffee myself.
Hey!
I mean, I could call her to make coffee, and then I could, like, can I study?
Now listen up.
Well, I could. There's no
What do you
point to
wanna
it, but I could.
Hey!
You know what? Fine, I'll do that. Never mind. Oh! Never mind. It cost me money.
Hey!
I should have thought about that. I'll make it myself.
Make sure you close up.
So anyways, speaking of Pokemon Go, this is my transition, my totally planned transition. Speaking of Pokemon Go, let me explain all the things that happened yesterday.
Alright.
So remember how last time I played this, I mentioned I got a bunch of shiny Eevees in Pokemon Go during Community Day. Well, guess what I got in Pokemon Go yesterday? A shiny Lediba. After I got a shiny Eevee. So yesterday in Pokemon Go, I got a shiny Eevee and a shiny Lediba. You know, it's too bad I already have both of those shiny in Pogo, but a shiny is still a shiny. I'll take it. The Eevee was male, by the way. No judgment from Sojiro? Aw.
I've been thinking lately about those phantom thieves, I mean. If Dad were still alive... Sorry, I shouldn't bring this up while we're eating.
It's okay. Keep going.
As she drinks her soup.
I just wonder if he would have been on their side. That's all.
I see broccoli,
The
I
only
see
reason
carrots.
you have time to think about that is because you depend on someone else.
That's not...
Is those potatoes?
You don't have to do a single thing, and you're provided with food, clothes, a home. I've had no time to think on such ridiculous thoughts. Would Dad have been happy with them? I don't care. He died upholding some lofty sense of righteousness, leaving all his responsibilities on us.
All I was trying to say was...
Isn't it about time you grew up and acknowledged our situation? Right now, you're useless to me.
God
All
damn.
you do is eat away at my life.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, that was uncalled for. I'm just really tired. I'll be eating dinner out from tomorrow on.
Have you guys ever had that happen to you? Someone blow up on you for just opening your mouth and saying something, just trying to make conversation, and they start yelling at you? That ever happen? Happens to me all the time. So yeah, yesterday I got 2 shinies in Pokemon Go. But that's not all that happened. Because yesterday, like I said last time, yesterday would have been when my driving lesson was. And I want to talk about, well, my driving lesson from yesterday. So once again, I had to start the lesson at work. I had to, you know, swap out. My sister had to take over. So I had to leave work temporarily to go start the lesson. Alright, I got the answer pulled up.
Give me an answer.
Okay. So I went to the car. Which, by the way, did anyone else know this? Because I didn't. Did you guys know that
Hey, wait!
the sign on top of a car used to teach people driving? One of those, like the cars that teachers
This
use
doesn't look good.
to teach their students. You know how on the passenger seat, you have the spot where people usually drive at, and then on the other side, that side also has pedals for the instructor to, you know, brake or whatever in case. Did you guys know the sign on top can come off? Because I didn't. I thought that was a permanent thing for the car. The answer is smartphone. But yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that sign could come off.
Okay, I'm finished.
Because every time, I've noticed, every time when I
This is it.
finish a lesson and the driving instructor dude drives away, he takes that sign off and puts it in the back seat. I'm like, that thing can come off? From what I see, it stays on either from the bottom being sticky or with magnets. You know, you don't even have to like screw it on. It just sticks on, which doesn't seem effective at all, but actually it is. Then again, I didn't really watch him take it off. I just noticed from afar as I'm walking away after the lesson is done.
Thanks.
You see that one guy, that one
Nice
student
going.
all the way on the far right? How weird his head to body proportions are? Anyways. So yeah, yesterday was my driving lesson, and the moment I went into the car, there was some lady in the back. I guess, like throughout the driving lesson, I just drove to
We ain't
and
got
dropped
nothing.
her off at her place.
Are we out of luck?
It's no fair his palace is up in the sky.
If only we could contact the real Kanashiro.
What do you want?
Nothing in particular. I just saw you all together here.
And you just happen to be here too.
Huh, that's so.
You seem to be having quite a bit of trouble.
So you're here to check up on us? You may be the student council president, but when it comes to what we do, you're useless.
Oh damn.
Useless?
Right now, you're useless to me. All you do is eat away at my life.
To be frank, yes.
Just stay on your high horse and watch. Or do you want to eavesdrop since you're so good at it?
So you wish to get in contact with Kanashiro? That is what you were just discussing, weren't you? It seemed you just needed to find out where he is.
Something like that. That's the only way. Not from you. Something like that.
Hey, you don't gotta answer her honestly.
So you're just the good girl type to push over.
Right now, you're useless to me.
Wow, you're gonna flash back to this one twice?
I'm not.
What was that?
Fine. I'll help you meet Kanashiro.
What exactly is she planning on doing?
Something rash?
She had a dead serious look in her eyes.
Does this mean she has an idea as to where Kanashiro may be?
Shouldn't you follow her?
I highly doubt that.
You should be following her.
I didn't like her stern face.
Ugh, what is up with her?
There are way too many people here.
We're never gonna find her.
Should have been following her.
Hello? It's me, Makoto Nijima. Just stay on the phone and listen. Make sure you record the call as well.
Huh?
How was
Who
one
is
supposed to actually do that?
Do you guys know Kanashiro?
What?
That idiot! What's she doing?
I heard I could find someone named Kanashiro if I came to Central Street.
Central Street.
She's being too rash.
She's gonna get herself killed.
What are you getting at?
He's blackmailing the students of Shujin Academy, is he not? Tell him if he doesn't want me talking to the police about it, he better agree to meet with me.
You got a death wish or something?
He says he'll meet you. Get in.
You better be taking me to Kanashiro.
He said get the fuck in!
I'm amazed they didn't put a bag over her head so they could keep secret where the location is.
Hey, wasn't that...
It's the guys that messed with us the other day. So they were connected to Kanashiro.
Is she still on?
Contact Kanashiro-san. Tell him we got a good one.
Where are we going?
Yeah, I guess we can't do anything to her if she's Kanashiro-san's customer.
Hey, I asked a question here. Where are we going?
We gotta go after them.
You know, looking for a specific address, a number, a street
Ryuji,
name.
get a taxi. I'll... Okay, I've got their license plate. My sketching skills have come in handy.
Bro, there's no point to get a taxi now. They are long gone.
Damn it, I said stop!
Ryuji!
Hurry up and get in!
So, you're seriously the student council president of Shujin. You know what happens to anyone who snaps at me, don't you? So, whose number is this? Your boyfriend?
What in the world?
How do we even get in? Were
Who
there
the
no
fuck are
guards
you?
here?
Nijima-san!
What the hell'd you do to her?
Oh, I get it. You got followed, you dumb shits! That bag you saw the other day, the crocodile one, how much was it?
About 3 million.
Good Christ.
For reals?
Add one more.
Better thank those guys.
What?
I'm royally pissed right now. Can you tell? You know how spending money relieves stress? It's you goddamn brats sniffing around like dogs and barging in here like you own the joint. See this empty space? I'm so pissed that now there's a 3 million yen gap here. It pisses me off even more if I don't fill it up. I'm a perfectionist. So, good luck.
What is that supposed to mean?
Come on, you all look so tense. I think I'll call it debauchery of minors at a club. So, can I send this to your school?
That's...
Oh damn, I got booze and cigs in the shot. Maybe some drugs too. Ah, this is so hilarious. I feed on dumb shits like you. Understand, pretty little student council president. Now listen up. Run your mouth to the police, and I'll break all of you, starting with your families. I want to give you the usual month, but well, you have such a large group here. 3 weeks. Bring 3 million yen by then, no less. Summer bonuses are around the corner, you know. It'll be easy if you beg your mommies and daddies. Now get out of my sight. I'm about to have some fun.
What? To hell with that!
Don't bother with him. Makoto's safety is more important right now.
Alright, I just looked this up. 3 million yen to Canadian dollar is 28,794 and 84 cents. So about $30,000. To USD.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, this
I
song
didn't mean
again.
to drag you in like this.
For real.
Add one more.
I was stupid.
I must agree. You should have easily imagined this happening.
Hey, Yusuke.
Joker pulls out 3 million right on the spot. Exactly. I can actually afford it.
Alright, enough of the blame game. What's done is done.
Watch.
Bank?
I don't see what the problem is
right,
mentioning
the
that out
bank.
loud.
She isn't useless at all. She may be our key in.
Alright, if that part just now got muted, What was put in the chat? Joker pulls out 3 mil right on the spot, which technically I could afford. Imagine that. Kanashiro's like 3 million by 3 weeks, and I step up. All right, here you go, 3 million. Maybe it's a good thing we didn't do that, because technically he would be like, you have 3 million right now? What else do you have? And he would never let me go.
Hear me out, you guys.
Our key in? What do you mean?
Cat? Are you all okay? We've become Kanashiro's targets. That means we've become customers of Kanashiro's
So 3
bank.
million yen in Canadian is about
The reason why we couldn't enter
$30,000.
before was because we weren't considered his customers.
Then wouldn't you say that she in particular is a special customer?
3 million yen
Let's
in
take her with us.
USD,
She is responsible for our current situation.
22,521
I don't follow this at all.
and 68 cents.
She risked her life doing something so reckless. At the very least, she has the right to know. Won't you come with us?
In American dollar, it's about
What?
$22,500.
Yeah, where are we going?
Beats me.
Excuse me.
A canine?
It's Fox.
Be quiet. The shadows are going to notice us. A monster cat? I'm not!
That's Morgana, the cat that was in his bag. This is what happens when we come here.
That voice. Takamaki-san?
Are you serious?
Where are we?
We're inside Kanashiro's, well, the world inside his heart.
Makoto really has a question. Is that you because of the outfit change and a mask? Really?
What?
It's another reality in which Kanashiro's distorted desires have materialized.
Another reality? It's floating in the air. This is reality? My goodness. I'm sorry, it's just... But since this really exists, I can't doubt it. A reality that one's heart shows. Is it like the application of optical illusions in social cognitive psychology?
That's something we have no idea about.
I don't know what she just said, but I do like me a woman who's
I
smart.
see.
Given how
So
dumb
stealing
I
one's
am.
heart, that may be like overriding their cognition. I think I kind of get the logic behind it.
Ain't she more amazing than you?
Damn.
We're about the same.
Quit throwing shade.
Does that mean there's an ATM version of myself somewhere in this world too? Perhaps. Regardless, we can change Kanashiro's heart and make him confess if we steal his treasure. If it all goes well, that is.
We'll make it go well. Everyone will notice us for sure if we take someone like Kanashiro down.
Our justice will also become resolved.
Think we'd be able to give courage to those in need if it happens?
For the sake of those in need, huh? You sound like my father.
Your father?
No, don't mind me. You want to go to that bank, right? Let's go then. If I've become a customer of that bank, then they'll have to let me in.
For real?
Just gotta keep
It
adding
came to
more.
us.
It's just as I calculated.
Everything's too convenient, you know?
You know how you can use your card to get into banks during after hours? I thought that I'd be able to get in, since I have the same identity as such customers. I'm Kanashiro's source of revenue, after all.
Ah, that makes sense.
Wow. This place is huge.
I rarely gotta go to the bank, so this is making me kind of nervous.
Going to the bank
Being in a
sucks.
bank with costumes like these is so obvious. We're totally robbers.
You got that right.
It seems there will be a lot of shadows from here on. Huh? What's that about?
Enemies attack us here.
I see. I've trained in Aikido. Don't worry. I can defend myself. Self-defense won't do much good against shadows. But then again, it's better than nothing. We have to go in from the front, don't we? I'm an honorary customer, so I better act like one. I will be useful for you guys. Come on, let's go.
Aw, yeah, give me that price. Yes. This music is awesome. So anyways, where was I in my story? I was mentioning how my driving lesson, there was some lady in the back seat, and I had to drive her home.
Shall we go?
And immediately the awesome music's gone.
What business do you have here?
Bitch, what you think?
I had a feeling this would happen.
Come at us.
No, wait!
She's one of Kanashiro's customers.
I'd like to speak with the bank president.
Excuse me, but do you have an appointment?
Why, yes.
I need to talk to him. Now let me through.
Let me pass.
That voice. It's Kanashiro.
Yo, banks have presidents?
Yes, but not the political sort. In theory.
How did you get the house back from the bank? I bought the bank. So yeah, I had to drive her home, and then afterwards we just kept on driving around the neighborhood, kept on working on turns. He asked me, have you done parallel park yet? And that's when I got scared. I'm like, no. Because that's the thing that I'm most worried to do. Eventually, like, he said to the right. Eventually, during the lesson, he asked me, do you want to go on the highway? And I thought for a second, like, should I? And eventually, the answer I gave him was, I could. And he's like, okay, I'll help you through. Can I steal this? No, of course I can't.
Incredible.
Not that way. Excuse me. So yesterday was my very first time ever driving on the highway. I told a bunch of my friends this, and even they were like, really? We didn't go on the highway that fast.
How many meatballs could I eat with this?
Unauthorized entry, property damage, and other disturbances. That comes to 3 million yen in total. You're here regarding that, correct, Miss Beautiful President? It must be quite tough gathering so much money. I'd be willing to give you a loan, you know.
I don't know why he's purple in this world.
You gonna call it off then?
No, a loan. The interest rate is 10% a day.
10% interest a day. That means 1 day is...
It's 300,000 yen.
There's no need to be alarmed. I have a more manageable option for people like you.
That was your plan from the beginning, wasn't it?
Quite the impressive insight, Nijima-san. Or should I say, the younger sister of the beautiful prosecutor, Sai Nijima.
How do you know that?
Please don't underestimate our intelligence network. My, what wonderful goods have come falling into my lap.
Don't be ridiculous!
Young women are such great assets. They lack strength, be it social, physical, or mental. It's as if they only exist to be devoured by the strong.
Sounds like someone's never had a girlfriend in his life.
Might be the rule since the dawn of history.
You truly are despicable.
You better be ready, Kanashiro. We're gonna snatch your treasure from you.
Don't threaten him, fool.
Don't make me laugh, you petty thieves. My citadel has the highest security installed in it. Anyone will do anything for money. I'll rob you of your lives as easily as I breathe air. Get them.
So I'm still not sure why exactly he's Thanos colored in this world, but okay.
Mr. Kanashiro's orders. Eliminate them at once.
I don't see a weakness.
Let's go.
I get a feeling these guys are weak to Bless. That's just my feeling.
You're mine.
Nope.
Persona! Eat this! Huh?
Persona!
Ooh, I can Lucky Punch.
Zoro, show your might!
I'll give her a turn, why not?
The baton's yours. I'll get him. Persona! The baton pass made you stronger.
What? No need to use. Oh, wrong one.
Take this!
That did a lot of damage, too. So, yesterday was the very first time I ever drove on the highway. I told my friends this, and they were saying, like, we didn't go on the highway that fast.
Send it back up. The target is still alive. We must deal with them at any cost.
And turns out the highway I drove on, there's a fee to it. So you gotta pay to go on that specific highway. So it's like, okay. I guess I got the lucky treatment, I guess. I mean, I pay the man $55 per lesson, so he can afford it.
Persona. There.
The target is currently stuck here. We need more backup. Don't let them escape. We must take them down.
Ah, one's different.
What the? There's no end to them. Have they really been hired with money? We're in trouble at this rate. Let's run!
We could take them.
Why did the security guards turn into monsters? And what were those supernatural powers?
Now's not the time to ask
Has it
this.
been the personas you mentioned?
Does now really look like the time to be asking that? We need to retreat. Makoto, make sure you don't get separated from us. Hurry, Joker! The exit's just over there!
Go, go, go. Wrong turn. Go, go, go.
There's no end to them!
Guys!
You seem to be
It's
in
a
quite
great,
pickle.
it's a fantastic spot for this
How
song to
dare
be
you
playing
sneak
right now.
around
You know
Kaneshiro?
that? Because of what's about to
Those
happen.
would be my words. However, I do thank you for providing me with such wonderful goods.
Good's my ass.
It's time you disappear.
We're gonna make that treasure disappear. I'm just trying to talk over the song playing so it doesn't get muted.
Managing a bank is tough as it is, so it's my policy to kill clients who are more trouble than they're worth. Having one impertinent brat disappear is enough to set an example.
I turned
in
up the
that other
volume
world.
slightly too early there, in case you guys noticed that.
Stop!
Oh, I wouldn't damage an asset like you. They're dead men walking, but you'll be just fine.
Just gotta talk over this part of the
Your
song,
sister's quite a
especially
beauty,
so that
though.
way it doesn't get muted.
I'll
Hopefully
make
this
sure
doesn't
to
get
make her
muted
my
afterwards.
personal
Watch it
slave.
does though.
Once I get bored, I'll just sell her off. Oh, poor sis. She could have been successful, if only her younger sister wasn't so dumb.
My sister has nothing to do with this!
Then you better start taking customers tomorrow. All you gotta do is endure it, and do as you're told.
Endure it. Do as I'm told.
You'll earn 3 million yen in no time. Although your life and everything along with it will be a complete wreck by then.
Oh boy, here it comes.
I've been listening to you go on and on. Shut your damn mouth, you money-grubbing asshole!
Have you decided to tread the path of strife?
Yes. Come to me!
Very well. Let us proceed with our contract at once. I am thou. Thou art I. You have finally found your own justice. Please, never lose sight of it again. This memorable day marks your graduation from your false self.
What the hell?
A persona?
No, dude. That's a bike.
I can feel it. Myself. Me. Got it! Wow! Nice! What is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You better earn your keep, or else I'll kill you!
I will not lose heart again. Ever. I'll go full speed, non-stop. Right, Johanna?
God, she is so awesome!
Don't get all cocky just because I normally behave myself. I am done playing nice! Let's go, Johanna! Full throttle!
The enemy's agitated. Take them down and make an opening.
My guess is that they're weak to nuclear. Yes. Or at least the middle one is. Oh, you just had to miss. Of course you had to miss. Do I have nuke moves on you?
Looking cool.
I'm not sure what these two are weak to.
Strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Persona!
I'll try Curse.
You're mine.
Nope. I've said this from the beginning, but it's just convenient that every person we bring into the metaverse just happens to get a persona.
Persona!
You can't move while you're stuck like that. You're all knocked down. That was incredible,
Let's go.
Joker. Okay, guys.
Oh, you're still not dead? I guess we didn't have power from Makoto, too.
Now, let's get out of here.
While she's still frozen. Joker just attacks those types of people? Huh?
It's a step forward.
I guess so.
We know how to get in now. Our objective's been accomplished.
But how are we getting out?
There's only one exit, right?
So, you're totally the fist of the Phantom Star now, huh?
Attracts, not
Do you
attacks.
want to get smacked?
By you, yes.
I'm going on ahead, so follow me.
Damn.
Okay, we have a path.
We're not paying for those damages, by the way. We only owe 3 million.
Get in!
So you'll stand against me no matter what. Very well. I'll wait for you all. There's no escape in reality, nor will you break through the security system here. It doesn't matter what you do. You can kiss your bright futures goodbye.
That completely silver suit do be clean, though.
Man, talk about wild. That was no Aikido. That was some hardcore ass whooping.
I am so not pissing her off. Feel like she'll rip off my arm.
She does exude that aura.
I need to pour myself some
Oh,
more
stop
water.
it.
I drank it all already.
This is the most exhausted I have ever gotten these past few years. But it felt pretty great. I never thought I'd become part of the Phantom Thieves I was after. Sis might faint if she found out.
You mentioned her earlier.
She's a prosecutor for the district, and she's investigating the Phantom Thieves.
Wait, Ain't that bad?
No need to worry. A normal investigation would never lead them to a world like that.
Unless it
Then
does.
again, it must have been fate for this to happen.
What do you mean?
I can't be like my sister. I had a feeling that there'd come a time when we wouldn't see eye to eye anymore. I'm thankful to have a sister who works so hard, but there are times I feel sorry for her too. And after hearing my persona's voice, I clearly understand how I feel now.
It appears you're not as reserved as you make yourself seem.
I was just doing whatever the adults told me to.
Won't she be perfect as our advisor? She's fearless and has a sharp mind.
Absolutely.
Sounds good to me. We've needed someone like that for a while now.
I'd be honored if I can help out.
We had way too much testosterone anyway, so I feel much better.
Testosterone?
It's from Kaneshiro. He's reminding us of our debt.
May as
So
well
the
just say we have too
Kaneshiro
many
over here
dicks on our
doesn't
team,
know
too
what
many
happened inside the
penises.
palace.
That's right. But his palace will be affected if the real Kaneshiro's cognition changes. We can't be lax.
Seems it'd be best to avoid unnecessary contact with him until then.
3 weeks left, huh?
There's that security system too.
But if we pull this off, it'll definitely be great.
We'll crush him like a fly. I'll make him regret making me angry.
Anyways, let's begin our operation tomorrow.
First, we need to secure a route to the treasure, like always.
You guys are finally starting to get used to this.
Third time's the
I'll be
charm.
waiting for the call to meet up.
Alright, are we gonna, you know, exchange contact infos, you know, all that good stuff? Oh, yes we have. That's a great side profile. So, back to the story. So, I was in my driving lesson. We took the highway. My first time ever driving on the highway. And when you're actually driving on the highway, at least for me, I was going a lot slower than I expected. Now, all the time, like my entire life, being on the highway when someone else was driving, I always expected the speed to be like 50 or 60. Some people may call that slow. But when I was on the highway, the max I went was 30. But I mostly stood around or drove around at 25 to 30. In fact, prior to that, I was driving around in just the open road. I was going about 25 in a 50 area. And even then, my driving instructor said I was going too fast. Which, I guess for a newbie like me, I guess 25 would be a little fast. You know, it also didn't help that the moment I went onto the highway, there was a cop right there, ready, just waiting and ready to bust anyone going too fast. I don't know. If a student gets pulled over for driving too fast, does the driving instructor have to pay the ticket? Like, would the person actually make the student pay for the ticket? I don't know. But all in all, driving on the highway is actually not that bad.
Well, we were at odds with each other until just a while ago. But Ryuji's totally right. We need to work together to overcome this.
Then again, all my lessons so far have been during the day. I haven't even begun night driving yet, let alone driving on the highway during night.
Hey.
Hey, another box came for you. Good thing he doesn't understand Morgana, because if he did, he would hear Morgana say, "You're dealing with a real criminal now." I can't go anywhere. I probably cannot work out. Nope. Coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee.
Hey!
Make sure you close up.
And you know what? I've had this question to ask for a couple weeks now, and I completely forget to ask it all the time.
Yes! Alright.
Now, this thought came to my mind when I was in my basement working out. I was doing my leg workouts, and I was just doing a couple reps. And my dog was right in front of me. He lied down watching me do my workouts. So I thought in my mind, maybe he's gonna count in his mind how many I'm doing. And then I started thinking, like, wait a second. My dog never really learned about numbers.
Well then.
You know, it's not like people who learn numbers in kindergarten. And then it got me thinking, how does someone who never learned numbers count?
A motorcycle-shaped persona, huh? You know, I can turn into a car too, so it's like I feel a sense of familiarity.
Maybe you're a persona?
No. I'm supposed to be human. Well, motorcycles are nice too, but it can't carry large numbers of people. I really am special after all. Huh? Carry? No. Take somewhere? Something just crossed my mind. It's no use. I can't remember it all.
Wait, something just popped in my mind
There's
as well.
nothing I can do about it if I can't remember. I need to concentrate on Kaneshiro for now. Unlike you guys, Makoto's clever, so we can expect great things from her. But man, you really do have something special.
Remember how earlier On asked Morgana, who asked Morgana this? If Morgana could turn into like a helicopter to fly up to Kaneshiro's palace? Now I'm thinking, was that a nod to the new ending in this game where Morgana does turn into a helicopter? That wasn't in the original game. Did they take that line and completely just build off of it for the new ending in this game?
Looks like I better step up my game too.
So yeah, how does a person who never learned numbers count? They can do 0, they just explain there's nothing there. But then you put a single thing in front of them, how are they supposed to count that? They never learned numbers. It's like, what? Well, you ran into your first problem there. They don't know what 1 is.
I know. After we deal with Kaneshiro, I should consult her about mementos too. I'm sure Makoto's brain can... Hello?
That's adorable. The way he jumped up.
Yusuke.
The way he jumped up on the bed.
This guy has quite the luck. Could there be some reason for it? Nah, that can't be.
You know, how do you count if you never learn numbers? You can't be like, 1. Well, for problem ran into right there.
I'm sorry for asking you here like this.
Oh no, it isn't a problem. I actually find it refreshing to be asked to the student council room, although it's somewhat nerve-wracking as well.
I think I'm a bit nervous myself. Anyway, I wanted to apologize. I'm really sorry for everything.
What do you mean?
You know, how I blamed you for Kamoshida's sexual harassment? Well, I wanted to apologize for that. I've honestly been meaning to this whole time.
Takamaki-san.
I realized later that Shiho was calling out for me, and I wasn't there to help her. I didn't want to admit my own guilt. So I took it out on you, Nijima-senpai. I'm very sorry.
Hey, there is no need for that. In fact, I think the two of us are pretty similar.
Huh?
I was unable to save anyone. Not Suzui-san, and not any of Kaneshiro's victims. I kept telling myself I wasn't at fault because I was simply following orders. But that was all a lie. It felt like I would be admitting my own worthlessness had I not shifted the blame off of myself. Fear of that worthlessness was probably why I acted so harshly toward you and your friends. I'm deeply sorry as well.
I see. In that case, wanna call it even?
Even? You're right. How about we leave this conversation in the past?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but one more thing. You're not worthless, Mijima-senpai. You were a bit reckless, but you're the reason we found a way into Kanashiro's palace. And you even obtained the power to change people's hearts. You did that all yourself, Mijima-senpai.
That way of thinking is very much like you, Takamaki-san. When you confronted me about Suzui-san, I realized how dishonest and small I was. You're always very direct. That's what helped me finally realize the error of my ways. It turns out I'm a little slow on the uptake at times. Hey, can I call you On?
Yeah. I'm going to do the same. Makoto. Ah, that's so embarrassing.
How about we get something to eat before we go home for the night?
Oh, I know a place. There's a crepe shop at Central Street that totally stuffs their crepes.
Do you want to split one?
Let's each get a whole one, and then we can go half and half on those.
Oh, yes, let's. After school today, right?
Looks like Ann's about to build her own confidant. So yeah, how does someone who never learned numbers count? You can't just... They can't exactly be like, there's a single what? There's only one... I only need what? Like, they don't even know what 1 is. So that's the question that I started thinking. How does someone who never learned numbers count? You put like 10 objects in front of them, ask them how many there are. How do they explain it? I guess I could point up their fingers. There's only this many, and they only put up one finger. But what about if it's more than 10? I don't know, it's just a bizarre question I got popped up in my mind.
Hey, are you listening?
Have you guys seen the videos of the professors catching their students cheating during exams? They turn off the lights, and the students that have a light in front of them are cheating because their phone is glowing. Their phone is illuminating, so they're cheating. You ever see those videos? Well, I'm glad I didn't get caught that way because I totally cheated sometimes. But not with my phone. I wrote it down on paper. And I hid the paper. I remember cheating all the way back. I don't remember what grade it was. I think it may have been 4th grade because I started learning French then.
Okay.
I remember I cheated on a spelling test for French class back then. The spelling test was spelling out the days of the week in French. So my French teacher would call out the name of the date, and then we would have to write it down. We would have to spell it. Ooh, Maruki's up. He is counselor. Do I have a counselor? No, not confidant. I do. And yeah, what I did was I wrote down on a bunch of sticky notes, and I had them real close to me.
Hey there.
And that's how I cheated on a French
Scorcher, right?
spelling test. So anyways, yesterday I got the shinies, I drove on the highway for the first time, but that's not all.
Okay, thanks.
It's close, but it's not all. So yesterday, I was playing Legends Arceus. I spat everywhere just now. I was playing Legends Arceus. I was trying to evolve my Pokemon Go Hisuian Quillfish in order to get an Overquill in a modern day Pokeball.
So
I did all that, and in the process, I got a shiny Magikarp, which was also female. Remember the story I told you guys last time about how I can't get anything but female shinies? Well, yeah, in Legends Arceus yesterday, I got a shiny Magikarp that was female. Add another to the plethora of female shiny Magikarps I've gotten. It's not the worst. I don't know. So anyways, that's just about everything that happened yesterday. 2 shinies in Pokemon Go, I drove on the highway, and I got a shiny Magikarp in the process of evolving a Quillfish. And then about an hour before I was supposedly gonna start streaming this yesterday, an hour before that, you know, an hour before me starting to play this, I got a text asking, do you want to play Valorant tonight? And I was like, you know what, fine. I haven't played Valorant in a while. And I still absolutely suck at that game. I was never good at it, and because I haven't played in so long, I basically forgot all the controls. I think we were 3 rounds in, 2 or 3 rounds in, and I was like, oh right, I forgot to buy weapons. You know, I was playing with 2 other friends, and I was like, is this the game that became the game where if you teabag someone, you get banned? You know, because Moist Critical did a video recently. I say recently, but it's recently as of me playing this. Oh my god, I almost broke this chair. But yeah, something I forgot to mention. Earlier tonight, when I went out for that walk trying to hatch those eggs in Pokemon Go, I probably should not have worn my high school gym shirt on my way out. You know, I was just wearing what I was already wearing at home to go out and walk. I was in my home shorts and my gym shirt. You know, I still fit into my high school gym shirt all these years later.
Oh my.
Even though that gym shirt is very much destroyed at this point. You know, there are stretch marks. There are holes all over the shirt.
I'm sorry.
But who I am, I don't really care what I'm wearing. I never cared. You know, and I especially don't care if the shirt I'm wearing has a bunch of holes in it. I especially don't care if I'm at home. But yeah, a friend of mine who's more into clothes and you know, drip. He always tells me if I got some more fresh drip on me, my chances of pulling hose would be better. You know, instead of the ghetto-ass clothing that I choose to wear, which is basically just anything I decide to throw on and just call it a day. You know, he actually cares about brand stuff like Supreme and all that, and I'm just like, I really don't care. I don't care. I'll go to H&M, buy a $13 t-shirt and call it a day. I'll go to Walmart, buy a pack of 10 white t-shirts, and there's my clothes for the next 2 years. You know, to the point he was even offering, like, yo, I have a bunch of old clothes I don't need. They could probably fit you, and he was saying, like, next time he comes over, he'll just drop off some of his old clothes. Do I have any reservation on wearing someone else's old clothes? A little bit. You know, I know he probably washes them, but a part of me feels like I could still smell the person on the clothing. I don't know. Would I really have a better chance, you know, pulling hose if I got a better sense of style? Maybe.
Well,
I'm already ugly enough as is. Maybe if I improve whatever minor details about myself, maybe I'll actually have a chance. You know, this is also the same friend who guarantees me that my chances to get bitches will significantly increase once I get a license and I can drive a car. So I told my friends in my group chat about this, and one of my friends asked, isn't it a license? Wait, no. Like, I can drive a car, and my chances to pick up women are better. My friend asked, isn't it a license and not a car? Or whatever? Like, isn't a license more appealing than driving a car? I don't know if that makes any sense, but here's what I said. So I basically told him, like, which sounds more appealing? Which one sounds more attractive? Me pulling up. I should also mention this too. So my mother, her car is a Mercedes. Keep that in mind, okay? My mom drives a Mercedes. So I asked my friend, what sounds more attractive? Me pulling up in my mom's Mercedes, or me telling a girl, all right, yeah, that's my mom's Mercedes, but I can't drive it. Obviously, I leave out the it's my mom's part, you know? So, what sounds more attractive? I pull up to the driveway in a Mercedes ready to pick her up, or, you know, she has to come pick me up in front of my house. She sees a Mercedes sitting outside, and I tell her, yeah, that's my mom's car, and I can't drive it because I can't drive. Which one sounds more appealing? What sounds more attractive? If there's any women out there watching, please give me your insight, because I have no idea. Well, actually, I feel like one of them's the more obvious choice.
Be careful, okay?
Obviously, you know, this is not a guarantee, but I'm gonna say this in a joking manner. I better be swarming with bitches once I get that license. Can't even say that with a straight face. Of course I know that's not gonna be the case. The most I'll do once I get my license and be able to truly drive is drive myself to school, drive myself to work, go to the theater occasionally, and go buy a new amiibo whenever it comes out. Also, go hang out with friends if I'm ever invited out. My family would probably make me go run errands too. That's about the extent of what I'll do if I have a driver's license. Excuse me. So what about today? The day I'm playing this, what's been going on today? So remember last time I mentioned I got 2 shiny Teddiursas that were female? Well, guess what I got today? I got a 3rd shiny female Teddiursa. I ain't stopping until I get the one I want. Until I get what I want, which is a male shiny. For absolutely no reason besides the fact that I want it. I've hatched... Let me actually take a look. I have my Switch right over here. Let me just go into my game. I have... At this point, I'm still... Never mind. In the... Okay, let me see how many eggs I've hatched. let's see. So in my, oh my god. In my hand right now, 4, 8, no wait, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I have hatched 24 full boxes and plus a couple others. So 24 times 30, that's 720 plus 15 because I'm halfway done one box, and then plus 6. I have hatched a total of 741 eggs, and 3 of those I got shiny. You know what? That's actually pretty good. You know, the Masuda method brings it down to 1 in 600 something. One in 600 something, so 3 in 741. That's pretty good. Will I ever do a shiny living deck? Probably not, unless I really need a new life hobby. So yeah, today I got my 3rd shiny Teddy Ursa. Oh god, I'm getting a phone call. It's probably I need to open the front door again, because my sister still doesn't have her front door, still doesn't have her keys. Give me a second, I gotta answer this. Excuse me, folks, I'll be right back. I just gotta go open the front door.
Changes, your view.
Whoops, didn't mean to mute Morgana there.
In any case, we're in big trouble if we can't change Kanashiro's heart. Let's do this.
Alright, I'll be right back. I got my bug jar lid back. And the wasp is gone. Hooray! Okay, I've been on for an hour and 24, just about. Alright, so let's continue. Is a Tuesday in-game night? Any Akechi? No. No. So I can't really...
Oh.
What happens if I do call her? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bye.
So there's no one I can confidant right now. I can at least maybe call Kawakami to come do the laundry, but would that cost me money? What are you up to? Man, visiting the bathrooms on a rainy day is the best thing ever. On days of rain or snow, the old man appears at this bathhouse. Messes with what? How's that the best? Guts. How's that the best? No, get in there, thank you.
Okay.
400 yen. Do I have to pay Kawakami 5,000 to do this? No.
Come on.
It be great if I could see how many of these items I have.
Okay. Come on.
You know what? Never mind. It's too much work. Now I need to see what I can do. I don't need to go eat the Big Bang Challenge anymore. Ooh, maybe I could actually just go and hang with the Twin Wardens. That's an option. If they allow me, that is.
What are you gonna do today? Now.
The place we wish to evaluate. Oh, don't read on. One that many young people said they. Wait. One that many young people are said to visit. Here, one is the fantasies of humans. View. So, the movie theater?
What'll you do?
Yeah, because I really have nothing else to do right now. So let's hang out.
Guide me, inmate.
Just as long as I don't get Chris Hansen, we're fine.
Not bad for an inmate.
You guys like going to the theaters? Because I do. I've only been to the theater alone a handful of times. Which there's nothing wrong with that. You just go in, watch the movie, and you leave. Sometimes it's actually better to do it that way. You don't gotta...
Shut up!
You don't gotta deal with the hassle of meeting up with people, you know, arranging time and all that. You just plan it according to your schedule. So anyways, today I got my third shiny Teddiursa, and in Pokemon Go, I got a shiny Onix. And it was a male. I got the wrong male green shiny. But a shiny is a shiny. Again, it's a shame I already have a shiny Onix in Pokemon Go, but again, a shiny is a shiny. Wait, if these two can only see from one eye, they only saw out of one of the 3D glasses. Because you need both red and blue to see it in 3D. Oh wait, how'd that work then? Why do humans go so far to spend their money just to witness fictional events? I guess to escape reality.
Don't tell me.
You wouldn't happen to be plotting an escape from your own, from your own, would you? I am literally twice their height. But I will continue to to hatch Teddiursa eggs. It's about time that, you know, I'm about to run out of space and I gotta go into Pokemon Home and, you know, just mass release them. But all in all, it was a pretty tame day. Nothing else really happened. There was a Mandarin family who at work, who I wasn't the one who dealt with them because I don't speak Mandarin. It was my mom who handled them because she actually knows Mandarin. And I don't need to understand Mandarin to hear bargaining. Like, I didn't need to understand what these people were saying for me to understand. They're not satisfied with the price, so they're trying to haggle it down. I don't need to understand the language to actually understand that's what's going on. I swear to God, I hate how haggle senses. That's my spidey senses. That's my sixth sense. It's haggle senses. But I swear to God, it really only happens in this industry. I didn't even pay attention to what these two were saying, so I just picked a random answer. You're in Asia, in Asian Central. Haggling is everywhere, I know. But even if I wasn't in a primarily Asian area, you know, my sister's boyfriend, he does the same job as we do, and he's in a white mall, and even there, haggling is very common, at least in this line of work. Excuse me.
Don't fall behind.
It really does just happen in this line of business for some reason. What's wrong with my voice? You know, you don't see someone going to Costco and trying to bargain down the $1,000 TV. Can you do like 500? You don't see someone going to Walmart trying to bargain down the $1 loaf of bread for like 25 cents. People will haggle, it's gonna happen. You just tell them, nope, sorry, that's the best we can do. But they still try. That's the thing. People will try to bargain down the price. You say, nope, sorry, that's the price. They're like, come on, man, you can do better than that. You can't go lower. And then they look at us like we're in the wrong. Like we're the ones in the wrong for not lowering the price for them. It's only for privately owned shops. Once again, someday someone's gonna catch me on a bad day, or someone's gonna piss me off so much. They're gonna feel my wrath. Just because of how much I hate bargaining.
I know what you're talking about.
And they catch me on a bad day. You know, I came close to breaking many, many times. You know, it's rare. It's rarer than a full moon, but it does happen sometimes. You know, it's not as rare as a shiny, but it does happen sometimes. Not as often, but sometimes you do get the customers that come in. You tell them of the price, and they just go with it. They don't complain. They don't try to haggle. They just go with it. They just accept that the price I told them is the price to pay if they want the item.
Good morning. I've been thinking a lot about personas and palaces since yesterday. That floating bank really reflects Kanashiro's personality. He's flying around so no one can trace his steps. He doesn't trust anyone. I bet security's tight in there too. That's why we should get moving soon. Why don't we go to the palace today?
Let me think about it.
Understood. I'm sure you have your reasons as the leader. I'll leave my schedule open after school, so talk to me anytime.
Let me just see what days. don't have anyone to confidant for me to go in. And look, I get it. I get it, okay? Like, for those who don't remember, I work in a glasses store. I work with glasses, sunglasses, contact lenses. That's what I do for a job. I get it. I too would find it ludicrous to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars for plastic you wear on your face. But you guys also have to keep in mind, you know, you're the one choosing these big fancy name brands. And also, these technically are medical items. They help you improve your, I don't want to say life, but your sight. You know, glasses are technically medical items. Whatever. You know what also pisses me off so much? The number of dumbasses who show up in a glasses store, you know, and they act surprised when they don't have their prescription with them. And then they're like, really? I need a prescription? Or they didn't bring it with them and they're like, dang, why didn't I bring a prescription here? I'm just like, bruh, why'd you even come here? You don't have your prescription in a glasses, like, you don't have prescription for your glasses in a glasses store. What are you even doing here? Just wasting my damn time. Alright, do I have lovers or death? I have lovers and death. But who is higher? 6 and 7. You know what? Let's even them out. No, not here. Here. Clinic. But I'm not an optometrist. Oh, is it because I have an eye test chart on the wall? You know, I get that asked so many times as well. So I work in a glasses shop in a mall. Now, I can't blame the general public too much on this because, well, then again, I'm not too smart anyways. Before I started this program, before I started working, I didn't know the difference between optician and optometrist. That's just me, okay? We all know I'm not smart in general, so I didn't know the difference. Optician are the people who, you know, dispense and sell the glass. Wow, voice crack. And sell the glasses. Optometrist is the actual eye doctor.
I suppose.
Oh, there's no voice acting. Optometrists are the eye doctors. They are the ones who, you know, they're doctors. Maybe not a surgeon, but they're still medically licensed doctors in a way. Doctor doesn't always mean prescribing medical drugs and doing open heart surgery. So yes, optometrists are eye doctors. They prescribe prescriptions. Doctors give prescriptions. So many dumbasses come into my store and ask this very tiny store in a mall, do you have a doctor? I'm just thinking, you think this tiny little janky ass store, we can afford to keep a doctor here? You see like there's no damn business here? You really think we have a doctor on site 24/7? I have so many people come in and ask, do you do eye exams? I'm just like, dumbass, do you know where you actually need to go for an eye exam? And the people that phrase it this way, they come in and ask, do you provide prescriptions? I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, think about that for a second. Where do you get prescriptions? You get them from doctors. Do we look like we got a doctor here? You know, it's kind of like that argument of people laughing when you call dentists doctors. I mean, technically they are, kinda. Technically. You know, the older I got, the more I associate the term doctor with just scientist. I more see the word doctor as a scientist. Because in the past, when I was younger, or, you know, in the past, when you hear the word doctor, you think of doctors that work in a clinic, or doctors that work in the hospital. But there are doctors, people who have the title doctor, who are also scientists. Dr. something, who is the head of this department of this study. So the way I see it, doctor is just more of a term for scientist. Oh, this goddamn song again.
What?
Let's see if that portion got muted.
All right.
I don't know what to say.
Anyways. I feel like I've mentioned this in the past, but I'm gonna mention it here anyways. So, homie in chat mentioned earlier that, you know, my haggle senses, my spidey senses were tingling. Now, what he wrote there was Angus's haggle senses, and it, you know, am I the only one who feels weird saying out loud my own name? Is it just me?
Take care.
To me, it always felt weird saying my own name. I don't know. You know, I always feel weird when I have to introduce myself to someone new. It's like, my name is Angus, and I just feel weird saying my own name. Anyone else feel that way? Like, that's why I usually avoid saying my own name out loud, because it always felt weird to me saying out loud my own name. Wait, what? Oh, right now? Hold on, let me respond later. Let me see what else I could possibly do. I mean, this is my chance to progress with Ryuji. I got 2 more texts. Yo. Oh, come on! I could Akechi Or I could Ryuji. You're not making this easy for me, game. I would go for Akechi because he's so low, and confidanting Akechi is rare. Well, not rare, but less common. I'm gonna go for Akechi. What was he again? He was Justice. Do I have Justice? I do have Justice.
Hey, hey!
I did save the game, right?
Hi.
A prolific cafe right over there. And you know, it's kind of weird saying things that have your name in the word. I mean, it's a lot less common to have words that literally have the word or the name Angus in it. The number one thing that comes to my mind is the Pokemon Kangaskhan. Because, you know, Kangaskhan. You can just hear the name Angus in it. But what if your name is something more common? Kind of like Mark or Will, you know, like if your name is Mark, like Markiplier, it's like, what mark did you get on your report card? Or Will, as I'm playing this, Will Smith just posted his apology video.
What do you want to do?
And in the video, I couldn't help but notice that that Will Smith said, "I will say whatever else he said." Like, he said his own name in a sentence that, you know, wasn't exactly his name. You know what I mean? I remember this scene. It's your boy Pancakes. You know, I actually mentioned this last time too, but nobody heard what I said. But it's kind of, I don't know how to say this. It's kind of hard to believe that this is not Akechi's real self. He's putting on a facade right now.
It was quite nice.
I mentioned this last time too. I can only imagine after everything Akechi does every day, he goes home, looks in the mirror, is like, "That was stupid! You acted like a fool out there!" Like, he just says that to himself in the mirror. And he just, like, kicks himself, like, "Why did I waste so much time with that foolish other person doing such ridiculous tasks? I have so much better things I could be doing." I just imagine that's how Akechi acts when he's alone at home. And he can actually be his true self, instead of always putting on this facade he has in public. I can shoo them away. Oh man, you have no idea how hard his life is. Is someone important here? Is it a celebrity? I wish I could have relaxed a little longer though. You've done nothing wrong. You know, I remember growing up, one big trope, you know, in a lot of media growing up is, I want to be famous, I want to be a celebrity, I want to be recognized all over the world. But this is the reality though. You never really get any peace and alone time. Come here a sec.
Hold on a moment.
Beautiful. Oh, he's back. This time, I'll get his autograph for it. you serious? Is that boy really a Ketchikun? Are you kidding me? You know, now that I see him up close, I'm not sure. Wow. They stood right there and watched him change his appearance. You know, none of them looked at the other guys like, wait, wasn't he wearing glasses? Wait, the other guy, he was not wearing glasses. That wasn't his hair earlier as well. At least he changed up his hair, you know? Not even Superman does that, and he doesn't get recognized. I should have taken a picture. I kind of want to say that. I don't think I said this last time. I get the feeling last time I said you looked great. It was a necessary evil. I'll say this. I gotta see what he says. Are you familiar with the legal right of portrait or privacy, perhaps? Wow, way to be a buzzkill. You're not exactly Buzz Killington.
Thank you.
So I mentioned earlier, or just now, it feels weird to me that, you know, whenever I have to say my own name, and take a wild guess what I had for dinner tonight. I had an Angus beef burger. Haha, hilarious. The guy named Angus ate an Angus beef burger. Hilarious. Yeah, get it all out.
See you later.
It's nothing I haven't heard before. You know, it's especially awkward anytime I go to a burger place. I order the Angus beef, and then they ask me, name please? And then, like, what do I do then? It's like, yep. Yeah, you already wrote it down. It's like, name please, it's Angus. And it's like, what was that? So you would like 2 Angus beef burgers? Name please? It's like, Angus. What was that, sir? Angus. What was that, sir? I don't know, off the top of my head, I can't really think of a food item that has similarities with a different name. What is there? Wasn't it fun? My god, you guys would have no idea how often in the past I got made fun of for, you know, Angus beef jokes. It happens once in a while nowadays too. You know, every now and then when I'm helping out customers at work, they ask me for my name, I tell them my name, and they're like, oh, just like the burger. I'm just like, hilarious. I've never heard that before. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen very rarely. I wouldn't even say once a year, but it could. I'm just trying to make the most bizarre sipping sounds for the mic to pick up.
Hey!
More reading. I tried my best. I can't do the tongue roll. Almost out of things to read. I need to go buy more nasty books. Only in video games, and only because I don't have to read them myself. The most you'll catch me reading is anime subtitles. Of which there are times when I need to pause just so I can read fast enough.
Hey.
Wait, no, because I can't read fast enough. I need to pause and read it, or else it'll go by too fast. And then I gotta scroll back to finish reading what the character said. We all know I'm not a reader. I suck at reading. I told my friend this too, who's in chat. Last time I played this game, it took me ages to finish it because I was reading everything just to make sure like I picked up on anything that was new, because I didn't know what new text and dialogue there was from the vanilla game. And this time, because I already know the whole story, I'm just letting everything play out on its own, and I'm not really reading it. Unless I get asked a question and I need to choose an answer. I'm not really reading anything in this playthrough. Which if I was, I can bet you right about now we would just be starting Madarame. Like, we would just have started going into his palace. If I was reading this entire game, we would still be there. Oh, right, I need to look up this picture. Or the answer to this. Ah, that looks familiar. La Papesse. I don't know. La Papesse. I don't know. So this is... My burps smell like that burger. A burp-ger. It's a pope. Who puts a roof on a scooter? What are you, the Pope?
Not bad.
Name that quote. Tell me where that quote came from. What movie did that quote come from? I am so cool. Who puts a roof on a scooter? What are you, the Pope? It's from the movie Spy with Jason Statham. I feel like I butchered his last name. And Melissa McCarthy.
Nice going.
You know, I remember the day I went to watch that movie in theaters. I was with friends. We were there. We were deciding what to watch. I don't remember what the other option was. We as a group were debating between two films what to watch. I think it was one of the Despicable Me movies. It might have been Minions. I don't remember. Or it might have been like Despicable Me 2. I don't remember. I remember it was this film versus some animated film. And ultimately we decided to watch Spy, and I laughed my ass off. You know, I was hesitant to go into the movie Spy because I never heard of the film at that moment. I didn't see any trailers, I didn't hear anything about it. So I didn't know what this film was about. And very rarely do I go to the theater and just watch a random movie I never heard of, never seen any trailers. Very rarely do I do that. But hey, sometimes you watch good movies that way. Like this one. Ah! Since Yusuke is so low, let's go Yusuke. Are they both texting me? Yup. What was Yusuke again? Confidant, Yusuke, Emperor. Do I have Emperor? I do not. Well, let's go get an Emperor, shall we? Emperor. You guys doing good? You guys still watching? I don't expect anyone to be still watching at this point. I'm at 3, 2, 1, 0. Now I'm at 2 hours. Well, it says 2 hours here. I don't know how much got cut off from the beginning.
These are the paths you have walked.
Because every time I start streaming, a couple seconds gets cut off. That's why there's always a gap of silence in the beginning of one of these, because I never know when it gets cut off. So I just have to wait a bit. I just have to wait a bit to make sure that when I start talking, it gets left in.
You'll withdraw. This is your power. Such rude. Done already. What? It is time, inmate.
Almost done for tonight. Maybe I'll just go with Yusuke, and I'll call it a night. Then again, ideally, I'd want to stop during a day where I don't have any confidants. So that way, next time, I could just clean sweep the entire palace. When do we meet Hifumi? I swear, I don't remember meeting her this late in the game. Let's work on our deal. Wait, what's the difference between these two?
Why?
Are you sure we have time for that? What is your goal here? Slow down, Yusuke. I don't know. We're on the time limit. Being threatened by a mafia boss? What are my plans here? I don't know. I just feel like it.
Please hear me out.
That was a yawn, by the way. I don't know if anyone could figure out what that was. It's novel, it's enigmatic. What is it? My honest opinion, I would say this.
Yes.
I do not paint for the sake of others' comprehension. Regardless, this is how I choose to interpret the idea of desire.
Indeed.
How did you carry this over to this place? You know, you don't expect large, well not large, but like items this size to be too heavy, but it's not until you actually lift them up that you realize just how heavy they actually are. You guys ever try lifting a carpet? When you look at it lying on the floor all the time, it doesn't look that heavy, but when you actually roll it up and try to lift it, it's actually a lot heavier than it looks. I'm tired. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Alright, let's see if the next in-game day I have no confidants to rank up with. Because then I can save the game, end it, and next time we just go into Mementos.
Alright.
See you.
I want to thank you again for earlier. Getting a raw, unfiltered opinion was invaluable. You could have asked Sojiro as well, since you were already here. I was even able to come up with a new interpretation, thanks to your help. I'm on a roll right now. I shall keep up this momentum and apply it to the Phantom Thieves as well. You're already doing enough. I'm looking forward to it. Will you really? I'm looking forward to it. Your presence stimulates my senses. Kinda like 5 gum. Man, I haven't had gum in a long time. You guys want to hear a story? I remember one time during elementary school, there was this one guy who chewed gum the entire day. Like, he would chew so much gum.
Ah, you're back.
I don't, like, when we first met, he didn't start chewing gum. We weren't exactly friends. We just knew each other existed. So later on in the years, he began chewing a lot of gum, and eventually one day his tooth just busted. It just broke. It just broke in half or whatever, or it chipped off. I don't know. Like his tooth was broken, and I just remember he was basically just absent for the rest of the day. Well, not really absent. He was just in like the school office because he, according to like the people there, he was in so much pain.
That article. Do you think the reporter we met at Crossroads could have written it? Just as I thought. The author is listed as Ichiko Oya. I see. This article might end up being useful for us. If the palace ruler sees it and his cognition of the Phantom Thieves changes... Hey, we'd be missing out if we didn't use this to our advantage. If we have her paint us in a positive light, public opinion of us will change for the better. You should go try and get her to write some more articles about the Phantom Thieves.
Sojiro just stands there seeing us staring at our phone screen while our cat meows into our ear. Like, can I start a confidant with Oya now? Oh yes, I can. Well, I can start with either one. Ooh, hello. Aw. I can hang with a Kenchi, or I could start with either one of these two. I feel like I should go with Akechi just so I could, you know, sooner proceed with him. I'm gonna save the game first. So yeah, do you guys know the pain of having a tooth break? Because I do. In fact, I know it's times 3. As a kid and still now, I am scared to death by the dentist.
Hey.
As a kid, there was this one time I had 3 cavities, and all of them were my baby teeth still. I had 3 cavities, and I was way too scared to go to the dentist, so I delayed it for way too long. By the time I got to the dentist to try to fill out my cavities, it was too late. The teeth were gone. The dentist had to, you know, pull them out. Which, thank God, it was baby teeth and not adult teeth.
Thank you.
So, you know, when the dentist used the pliers or whatever he uses to, you know, pull out teeth, the moment the pliers grabbed onto my teeth and, you know, a little bit of force was used to get a good grip, my teeth shattered. All 3 teeth I had with cavities, all of them shattered. I waited that long to get my cavities filled, and it got that bad. The baby teeth with the cavities shattered. And so I don't know what the dentist used, but he had to use some sort of tool to, you know, scrape up all the shards of broken teeth off of the floor and gums of where used to remain of a tooth. You know, the now empty spot that had shards of broken teeth. He had to use something to scrape it off. So, and you know how painful that was. Like anytime I bring up the story, my sister would mention. She was there. You know, I waited for like. When I was there, I was unwilling to open my mouth for the dentist to work for like half an hour. So my mom and sister were there. They just waited for me. And they were like, "You're wasting our time. We're about to leave you here." So I finally opened my mouth. And my sister was there. And she... my screams of pain essentially traumatized everyone there. To the point when the dentist was done... When the dentist was done and I, you know, left the room, I saw this other kid in the waiting area with such a look of shock and fear on their face. Like, oh my god, it was just a horror show back there. And I can tell you, if I was at the dentist and I heard such screams like that I provided,
Thanks.
I feel like I may just walk out. I'm like, nope, I will come back another time. I can't do this anymore. Not today. That's why when I got a cavity, about over a year ago, like I was scared. I didn't want to deal with it, but I immediately went to the dentist to get it filled out ASAP. Because I knew if I wait on it, that could happen again. I'd rather not. You know? Get it done now before it gets worse. And that's what I did. When I went and... When I got that cavity recently, I went to get it filled out as soon as I possibly could. And, you know, it was surprisingly painless. I felt like no pain, contrary to what I had experienced in the past. You know, growing up, I saw all these cartoons. I saw all these cartoons depict characters going to the dentist, and it's like, that was painless. I didn't feel anything at all. I don't know why I was so scared. That's not reality. I guarantee you. Because in the past, when I did get cavities filled out and my teeth didn't shatter because of it, that joint hurt. But surprisingly this time, it didn't hurt really at all. Or that time. It happened like over a year ago at this point. And here's the funny story. So we took an x-ray of the tooth that had a cavity. So, you know, besides the dentist, there was a lady there who handles all the suction of moisture out the mouth. You know, all the spit that builds up and any blood that comes out. She's the one who handles the little vacuum tube to draw out all the moisture. So the two of them are in the room. So the dentist, he looked at the x-ray, looked towards her, looked back at me, like looked into my mouth, looked at her, and is like, "Is that a baby tooth?" Then they both looked at the x-ray and was like, "Yeah, I think so." So it turns out, as of this moment, I still have 2 baby teeth. And according to the x-ray, there's just nothing underneath. No adult teeth ever came in. Man, do I have some messed up genetics, right? I asked the dentist, or I asked the lady, like, "Is this common? Have you seen this before?" And she's like, "No, this is extremely rare. I haven't seen this before." It's like, wow, I still have baby teeth. And I told my family, and what my mom said still scares me to this day. What she recommends I do, which I probably should, no matter how much I really don't want to, what I should do is I should remove the baby teeth and put in fake teeth there. You know, I should put in some, like, teeth implants to simulate adult teeth. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through the process, but knowing that I already got a cavity on one of my 2 remaining baby teeth, I really probably should. I don't know when, but I probably should at some point. I really don't want to. Alright, I may call it after this. I will make it to the next in-game day, and then I'll probably call it there. Which machine are we using first? I'm gonna break it! God, I cannot work out with someone else. I just can't. You know, it's embarrassing. Because I've established this before. My friends, they are workout machines. They will pump so much weight, and I'm just here with my puny little weight. It's just like, wow, it is incredibly embarrassing having this toothpick and compared to essentially the car that these guys are lifting. You guys remember how SpongeBob has that dumbbell with the stuffed animals on the side? That's essentially what I lift. And then my friends, they have like hundreds of pounds of weight that they pump, and I'm just standing. I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, I can't work out with nobody. It's embarrassing to compare how much I'm able to handle comparing that to how much my friends can handle. And also, it gets too damn hot when I'm working out. I gotta take my shirt off because I just sweat too much. It gets too hot. And don't nobody trying to see me shirtless. Don't nobody's trying to see all this flab. So yeah, I just cannot work out with anyone else. You know what was really hard to get through when I was in elementary school? Gym class. You know how embarrassing it was every single time when you know, team leaders were picked and they had to choose who were going to be on their teams, and I was always one of the last, if not the last, to be chosen? Damn, I'm that kind of guy. I'm the guy who got chosen last for teams. I'm also the guy who ended a bunch of games. You know how kids in the schoolyard during recess, they'll play tag, manhunt, grounders. They'll play those kind of games where you run around and you have to tag people. I was the one who ended the game. I was the fat kid who could not outrun anyone. So I was always the first target. Everyone would always come for me. They tagged me, and the game ended because they knew my fat ass would not be able to run and catch up to anyone.
Let's get back.
Like the look of regret on their faces when they tagged me and they realized what they did. Because then they realized, wait, he can't catch anyone else. The game just ended. Life isn't kind to people growing up who are large size. I was way more round back then too. The only reason I'm not as round now is because, you know, I grew up, I grew taller. But because back then, you know, I was a kid, I was a lot smaller and a lot rounder. I looked like a ball. Well, I'm not tall now, but I'm taller than when I was in, like, 2nd grade. Life isn't nice to large people. At least that's my experience. But man, I haven't played those games in so long. Excuse me. Probably since high school started. Like before high school started, right before high school started was probably the last time I played a legitimate game of tag. Excuse me. Oh, we can do this. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh?
Wow, Ryuji, it's a very big coincidence that, you know, you're trying to spy on this person, and he happens to go to the same place 2 times in a row, and exactly what we need. It is Friday. Kawakami said Friday and Saturday, so I have a chance to confidant her again. But Ryuji's gonna keep on texting me until I go for this. Confidant. Ryuji is 6. And where is she? 4. 6 and 4. Excuse me. Talking too much. Ryuji or Kawak? Ryuji or Kawakami? Or Becky, should I say. I'll do one more confidant and I'll leave it there. So, Bex or Ryuji? I feel like I should go with Kawakami.
Oh.
Because Ryuji's just gonna keep on texting me until I go with him. You understood what I told you last time, right? You still want to request me? Absolutely.
Hey.
There, I already paid you the 50 Canadian dollars. Or just about 40 American dollars.
Jeez.
I already paid you, so now you have to come over. Sorry, Ryuji. You just have to hold off for just a little bit longer. Maybe on the night when I'm free, okay? I want to know more. I want to know more. Who's the master here? I'm a mediocre teacher and a mediocre maid, and yet you listen to everything I have to say. You're the complete opposite of me. I don't even properly attend to my students' needs. Yeah, I know.
So...
The money is actually an apology. There was a student named Takase, I don't know, at the school I taught before Shujin. Was considered a problem child since he had the lowest grades and skipped school a lot. So I was put in charge of guiding him, or rather, pushing him to transfer to another school. Wow. Still not as bad as Shujin is. Shujin sucks. But when I got to know him, I realized that he wasn't a problem child after all. In fact, he was working several part-time jobs just so he could cover his living expenses. His relatives took him in when his parents died, so he had to make money to support himself. He couldn't attend school every day, but he was motivated to study. That's why I decided to tutor him. After I started working with him, his grades started to improve, slowly but surely. But I was told that it was wrong to only help certain students and not others. Well, if other students are excelling, then what they need help with. Then a strange rumor about him being a juvenile delinquent began to circulate. And on top of that, I got called into the principal's office. He threatened me, saying that I'd be dismissed if I continued to tutor. This school sounds trash. I feel like this moment would have hit harder if this was voice acted. But you could say the same about me. Nah, you good. I got scared of losing my job and of having rumors spread about me. So I canceled our upcoming tutoring sessions. Was on his way to one of his part-time jobs when I told him. Out of all days, it was New Year's Eve, and it had been pouring rain all day. And he died in a car crash. He sounded so depressed when I told him that I couldn't tutor him anymore. But then he said that it was no big deal because he had to work anyway, so I wouldn't feel bad. If only I kept my promise to him. How old was this guy anyways? In reality, probably another high school, but for some reason I was picturing like an elementary school. His guardians blamed me for the accident, saying it was all my fault that he was so tired. They said that they were going to sue me and take the issue to the media and Board of Education. I wouldn't have been accused of a crime, but if word had gotten out, the school would have been done for. Good, let them rot. That school sounds terrible. I wanted to continue teaching, no matter what. Man, they threatened to fire you just for helping out a student. You should have let that school burn from the media. It was my indecisiveness that backed him into a corner, and I blame myself every day. I know paying them isn't going to bring him back, but it's the only way I can atone for my sins. It seems like his guardians are satisfied with our arrangement. Excuse me, I really don't mean to burp at this moment. No, I will help you get out of this. Almost as if you give me the names of the guardians, I can change their heart. Say goodbye? Absolutely not. It's too late now. What about our deal? I want to see you again. Hell no, I will help you out of this. Does she know my story then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she does? You don't have to go that far. It'd be appreciated, but you don't have to do that. As of this moment, a thought just occurred to me. I wonder if there's this sort of confidant in Persona 4. Do we hang with one of our teachers too? Alrighty, time to clean. I'm going to put more energy into it than usual today. So, dusty. Even though I wiped the place squeaky clean. Wow. Yeah, I got a cat who sheds a lot of fur. The chickness? Yay, you didn't make that face.
Thank you so much.
Alright, I'm about to end this, yo. Thank you for using our service today. Do you think everyone does this? All the maid workers do this? They have to call and thank them? You think everyone has to do this? This is so soul draining. I'm gonna talk normally. No point making sales calls this late anyways. By the way, I've always wanted to ask, but do you live in that cafe right now? Yes, I do. There's always this nice curry smell around the place. Do you get to eat that place's curry every day? Curry is all I eat. You want some? Just answer her. Curry is all I eat. Lucky you. Meanwhile, I'm over here with discount side dishes from the supermarket. Discount side dishes? Does that mean like pre-cooked food that the supermarket has, like under the heat lamp, just ready to be sold and eaten as is? Is that what that means? Or is it like the pre-packaged, set-aside bundle of vegetables? Kind of like how you can buy a little pre-packaged amount of like soup ingredients. You can just buy that as a whole. Instead of going out and finding each ingredient separately, and you buying all of them. What am I even saying?
What's going on?
A what? Nani? I don't know what business this is. You better study on your own until I return. You know damn well we ain't gonna do that.
Hey!
That voice. Wasn't that Kawakami on the PA? Wonder what Kawakami plans to do whenever the teacher shows up. It's like, yes, you called for me? Yeah, I just needed you to sign this paper and mark this for me. It's like, really? You couldn't have waited until after I finished teaching the class, until after the period was over for you to make me do this? Sleep. I could sleep. I wonder what happens if I sleep. I never chose the option because, you know, I could make other stuff. I could read. And there's only so many books in this game I can read. I still need to go to the library and return the book I have to get another one. There's no point in me reading anyways. I'm already maxed out on everything. But it's like, why not? Or is it training you to become a monk? What a fascinating tale! A part of me does miss building up all my stats, my social stats this way, but then again, I much prefer just breezing through everything in the game that requires these. Because that's more fun in my eyes. It's more fun than being restricted because of how much progress you've made. They don't even know who called me out. Anyway, time to resume the lesson. Really? You don't recognize the voice? Because we did.
Yep.
We see Kawakami for like, what, an hour? Every now and then at night? You work with her. You attend meetings with her. Shouldn't you recognize her voice? Shouldn't someone at the school recognize her voice? The hell you talk about they don't even know who called me. And no, that wasn't just an individual classroom announcement. That was announced to the entire school. Man, just mute the man. You know, Kanashiro's been texting Makoto every day to pay up. You know, like, what's he expect? He texts us the next day, "Where's my 3 million yen?" It's like, boy, you only gave us... It's only been 24 hours. What you expect? Alright, regardless of confidants or not, I'm done for now. I'm done.
Hey!
You guys still haven't met since things went down.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Eureka!
What the fuck? What is going on here?
Curious, huh? Well, I've come up with a super cool idea. Lady Ann will surely swoon for me if I...
Swoon.
Sorry for the wait. So, what's up, Morgana?
Supposedly you'll swoon. I kind of want to say this. I'm gonna...
From what?
Well... It's something I've been giving a lot of thought lately. Now that we've all gained some experience in battle, I think it'd be good for us to work on our finishers.
Our finishers? Yeah. I guess if we're going to keep fighting, we ought to do it with style.
That's not necessary, but okay.
Right? So I came up with just the idea. It's maybe my best one yet, and we can definitely pull it off if you play a part in it, Lady Ann.
Me? Well, okay. What do you need me to do?
You already agreed. You can't back out now.
Lady Ann, quick on the uptake. What I had in mind was... And that should do the trick.
Really?
So is that a no?
Well, it's not that I don't want to. It's more like, isn't your idea sorta impossible? Even in the metaverse?
What if I did this? What if I did the palace before doing this? The star Jose gave us started glimmering. I just happened to have this in my pocket. Not even in my bag. I just had it in my pocket the whole time.
Sup?
I never imagined that I would end up helping the Phantom Thieves. Things would get interesting if my sister ever found out.
There's no time to be getting sentimental here.
Yes, I understand. I do have one request about all of this, though. Can you teach me how to be a Phantom Thief? Like, about the metaverse, for example?
Simply put, that world is formed of a person's cognition. There you can change people's hearts.
Yeah, I've gathered that much just from going there once. But the method of transportation still eludes me. I mean, it's a smartphone navigation app.
Oh yeah.
You only need a name, a location, and a distortion. After the first entry, the palace is bookmarked.
You really just make it sound like an ordinary app. Aren't there any dangers associated with it?
Don't worry about that. We've already been a bunch of times and...
That's not what I mean. It's a navigation app, right? Couldn't someone easily access our history on the server? Wait, why are you looking at me like that? Has nobody thought of this before?
Clearly not.
Now she's catching me off guard, too.
And we don't know where it came from, right? It showed up on my phone without any input from me. Do you know anything about it?
A long-nosed man.
You sound pretty confident in that answer. I don't fully understand, but I don't think we have to worry about people accessing our data.
Is that a reference to the next
tell,
palace?
This app is incredibly special. It wasn't made by any ordinary means.
Well, no shit.
True. An app that allows you to enter another world isn't exactly commonplace. Well, Sis doesn't know who the Phantom Thieves are, so I suppose our information is safe for now. We're still learning things ourselves. I hope your sharp wit can help us with that. Thank you. I'll do my best. More importantly, we need to stop him from releasing those photos. If the public gets a hold of them...
I could only imagine what would happen then.
Come on, we just gotta take care of him before the time limit.
Those
We'll bounce
pictures
back from
are
this.
photoshopped
Plus,
and deepfake.
People will really start admiring us if we can manage to take this bastard down.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. We have to succeed no matter what.
You know, I really didn't think that we would be auto-called into a meeting here. I really didn't think so. Or I didn't know. So anyways, if we're automatically put here, then I'll just save the game here and we'll start the palace next time. So next time we're gonna do all of Kanashiro's palace, I think. Alright, finally I get to end this. I think this is the longest one I've done yet. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Bye-bye.